On today's show, we discuss what the Leon Draisaitl extension means for the Oilers and for the hobby. And we'll also dive into the newest product release coming out on Thursday. Upper Deck Ice set to release. We'll do a product preview on today's edition of the Hockey Card Haven podcast. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome. This is the 9th episode of the Hockey Card Haven podcast with myself, Mike Distefano, and my co-host, Anthony Santini, here to dive deep into the world of hockey card collecting, flipping, and investing. What's going on, Ant? How you feeling on a Wednesday?
What's up, buddy? Feeling okay, a little bit under the weather, so pardon the sniffles over here. If you hear me go on mute, might throw something into a Kleenex real quick. But we're feeling okay. I mean, first day of school is today, so feeling pretty good. But yeah, this biggest news.
Teachers college, right? You're at teachers college now?
Yeah. So a little bit of a different view than campus. Headed to Burlington today rather than St. Catharines. So a little bit different, but good to be back in the mix.
Well, back to school. Labor Day's, behind us, which means hockey's pretty darn close to coming. We got just a couple more weeks, and we'll be getting ready to go for NHL training camps, and then the real stuff will be starting up in just over a month from today. So things are starting to move pretty quickly on the ice, and obviously that means there's a lot of movement and a lot of stuff going on in the hobby, Anthony. And the latest big-time breaking news within the hockey world happened on Tuesday with Leon Draisaitl signing a monstrous contract, 8 years, $112 million. It's the largest contract in NHL history, $14 million AAV. Just a monster deal. Before we dive into it from, a hobby perspective, what did you think of the contract that old Leon got himself?
It was massive. I mean, obviously the contract speaks for itself. The biggest number in NHL history, the biggest AAV. I don't know, though. I mean, I know that Leon is obviously one of the better players in the league, and obviously he has reflected that in the hobby as well. You see his young guns, which we're going to get into. His prices are marked up. They're definitely at a fair value for his skill. But for me, I don't know if this is the best move for the Oilers right now because they do have players coming up like Evan Bouchard and obviously McDavid that are waiting for a big payday. Me personally, I know we're going to get into it, but I feel like this handcuffs them a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
So I don't think a Draisaitl contract prohibits them from signing McDavid or Bouchard. But if they had to pick between Bouchard or Draisaitl, if that were in fact the case, I'm taking Draisaitl 10 times out of 10.
11 times out of 10. No question.
So what are you talking about?
Hey, I mean, considering that McDavid's due, I believe it's 2026 when he's up for contract. I know there's been talks. People have seen Austin Matthews and McDavid skating in this offseason. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, but it's been all over Twitter. I know Leafs, all these Leafs fans have been going crazy. You guys are loving it too, seeing McDavid and Matthews link up on the ice. But I don't know, considering that the Oilers are right now, if you want to call it, in cap hell, giving the biggest contract in NHL history isn't the smartest decision, I'm going to say. But considering the player they got out of it, it was a no-brainer. I don't think this contract was going to go any cheaper or any shorter. I feel like this was the dead-on, bang-on number, but I just don't know if it was the right fit for what they need right now.
What are you talking about? We're talking Leon Draisaitl is he's a top 5 player in the world. You sign and lock in these top 5 players in the world. You absolutely do whatever you can to get these guys back into the fold. I mean, they were a game away from winning a Stanley Cup. They went to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final. You got to try and keep the band together, and those two together, boy, they're to me. What this does speak. If Draisaitl was willing to lock up 8 years, is there's probably a conversation that was had with Connor saying, "Hey, what are you thinking about in a couple of years?" Good chance Connor said, "Yeah, I'm probably going to end up staying. So let's do this thing together and see how many cups we can win, just like Mess and Gretzky back in the day."
I mean, yeah, I mean, the conversation, sure, it probably happened. I don't know if, you could look back when Connor's up for contract. Who knows? If he gets a good offer, he says, okay, let's move on here, speaking to his agent, and Leon turns around and says, hey, what are you talking about? I'm still here for 7 more years. I don't know how that will hold up. Maybe a little bit of a Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook conversation going on right there. But for me, I mean, yeah, like you said, Leon did take himself, and obviously with Connor McDavid, the likes of Evan Bouchard as well, that dynamic trio that they got in the Oilers to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals this year. I have never been a Leon guy, though. I haven't been the biggest Leon advocate. I don't think that he should be the highest player in the league. Obviously, times are a little bit different when people are up due for contract. You know, we've had the conversation, McKinnon, Matthews, McDavid are my big three. And obviously, Makar on defense. I know you said top 5 in the world, but I don't think he is top 5 in the world. I don't have Draisaitl in my top 5.
Well, if he's not there, he's right in and around the edge. He's got to be, hovering at that 6-7 hole for you at the very
Sure.
least, or I'd be questioning your hockey IQ there, my good friend.
Fair enough.
But either way, he's locked in 8 years, $112 million. The highest contract in NHL history. And what we usually do here on the Hockey Card Haven podcast, we discuss what does this mean from a hobby perspective. Leon Draisaitl signs 8 years. Does this have an implication on the card market, in your opinion?
Oh, for sure. For sure. And even just like we've said before, the collectability of a player when they're locked up with the team, they're not going to move, they're going to be on that team. They're the forefront of that team. It's the same drive that has given players like Austin Matthews and now Leon Draisaitl that collectability. And even now, Leon has that collectability. He's not too underrated in the hobby. I'd say his price is just about right for what he provides. His Young Guns going for about $400 roughly in a raw as of most recently. And I've seen them dip to around $250 to $300 in the past year. But I feel like with this contract, it should hold up in that $350 to $400 in a raw very, very handsomely.
Yeah, I think when you look at Leon Draisaitl, I don't know if there's, like a lot of value, I guess you could say, in his Young Guns. Like he's going for right about where you would expect. And I think a lot of it is also just for the people who are putting their money towards Edmonton Oilers, they're usually going to be putting money towards Connor McDavid, So as good as he is, it's kind of that catch-22 where it's, when you have two superstars, it's tough for markets to support two of them. So Draisaitl and his market might be a little bit impacted by that in terms of his market cap. But I agree with you where I think this deal makes him more investable. He stays in a really good market in Edmonton on a good team that has a chance to win a cup. And that hype is just going to continue to build as you go into the 24-25 season, right? The Edmonton Oilers just got better over the summer as a team that was a period away from winning the Stanley Cup this past season. So, you get Leon locked up. You've got Connor, obviously. They brought in a Jeff Skinner. They brought in Victor Arvidsson. Their defense has been is pretty well similar to what it was. And you just hope that Stu Skinner, I guess, can get it going. But for me, I think that this makes him more of a safe investment now that he's locked in. Because if let's say he takes it to free agency next year, right? You buy, a PSA 10 Young Guns, which is going for last sale about $787 for PSA 10 Young Gun of Leon Draisaitl. You buy that today thinking, okay, let's see what the year brings us. Maybe he ends up winning a cup. But let's say he doesn't win a cup and then he leaves Edmonton and goes to, I don't know, Carolina, let's say. Not going to be good for his market, not going to be good for the values. It's certainly going to go down, just not a big enough collectability base for the Hurricanes. In Edmonton, he'll have that. And it's a team that has Stanley Cup aspirations. So I think it checks a lot of boxes. So Leon Draisaitl was investable even before this contract extension. He's obviously been one of the top players in the league for many years. Even more so now, you should feel comfortable putting some money behind your Draisaitl investment or your Draisaitl PC as well, as it looks like he's going to be an Oiler for life in Leon.
And even too, the sheer blatant example of anyone playing alongside Connor McDavid will always have the hobby hype. You said it. We want to talk hobby here, how it's going to affect the hobby. Sure, let's leave the hockey. Let's leave the contract out of it. Sure, for now, let's talk hobby. And at the end of the day, anyone playing on the same line or just under or even on the same power play as Connor McDavid, who is no doubt the best player in the world. I feel like we can all agree to that statement. Is is going to be good for the market and obviously good for the hobby as well. It's going to help McDavid's market, which if we saw Draisaitl leave and we saw McDavid have to carry a team that wasn't as talented without a Leon Draisaitl, who is, like you said, perennially a top, I'm going to say 10 player, because you want to put him in that 6-7 range, fringe 5, the way he was playing that Hart Trophy year. Obviously a great player, but the way that he will be able to disperse his talent to McDavid, to Nugent Hopkins, to Hyman, to Bouchard, and what he provides for that team, such a popular team with the Stanley Cup aspirations that we've talked about, a Canadian market, Saturday night hockey. One of the best memories I had living away from home at university was watching the Oilers with my buddies, because it was such a good time. And to see that team stay consistently good for what could be 8 more years. Hey, I mean, Leon's going to be there, and it sounds like maybe McDavid could be there. So this is all positives for me, all positives.
So let's take a look at Leon Draisaitl's card market right now. So you mentioned it earlier, raw Young Guns selling for roughly 300. I'm seeing sales from like 350 to 425 for a raw Young Guns. PSA 10, we're looking at $787 is the last sale on a PSA 10 Young Gun. We did see it jump throughout the course of the Stanley Cup run. It looked like it was selling for around $850 and topped out at just over $1,000 at $1,005. Pop count is 970 PSA 10, which what 787 right now does seem like a little. It's not that it's like crazy low, but when you look at it, like he's somewhat in the same. Like I think Leon Draisaitl. I mean, I guess Bedard might get into that territory, but Bedard also has 5x the amount of PSA 10s, more than that actually at this point. I personally would prefer to have a Leon PSA 10 at 780 than a Bedard at 1,000.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Without a doubt, too. And I mean, even the conversation is seen more with Austin Matthews PSA 10s too, because Matthews goes for around what, 1,000 to 1,200. I really haven't seen him break through that wall just yet. I know it's the offseason. We could see it mid-November, later December, when his card prices start to rise, if he could pick it up this season. But like we said at the beginning of the pod, Leon's hobby price is relatively fair for what he puts out on the ice. Relatively fair, maybe slightly undervalued if we want to call it, but with the sheer idea that he could have been moved. He could have been moved off the Oilers, could have been moved away from Connor McDavid. Obviously, that would have plummeted his hobby relevance, but he didn't. So now moving forward, I do see a little bit of a rise in his future. So looking forward, I know we haven't seen a massive spike, but I feel like it could come. It could definitely come now.
Yeah, 100%. And the Future Watch auto sales too. Saw one go raw just a couple of days ago for $911 via Slab Sharks on eBay, and a sale as high as $3K back in June during the Stanley Cup Final. It was the highest PSA 10 sale. So 911 for the raw, and then it went up to $3K for PSA 10 sale, which low pop count, by the way. Like there's 999 of these bad boys, only 20 PSA 10s. Very, very low pop count. So if you're looking for, a Leon card to kind of pick up, it's a little pricey, but in terms of pop count, supply and demand, that might be the one. The Future Watch Auto PSA 10. Just a 15% gem rate.
I've seen so many raw too, like in and around the shows. I've seen so many raw, not many graded. I feel like there must be something to that card, maybe an edge, maybe a print, maybe something that makes it tough to grade.
Keep in mind too, like this is back when Beckett was still the number one, king of hockey grading. So there's probably a lot more Beckett Young Gun graded cards as opposed to PSA. So that is, something to keep in mind too. Just an update on the Connor Bedard PSA 10, 5,163 PSA 10s.
Cool.
Isn't that wild?
And
sorry,
climbing.
no, it's been updated. 5,231. 5,231 PSA 10s. Still going for over $1,000.
Oh my goodness. See, that's the most surprising part about it, what you just said at the end, that it's still holding its value too, which I think it
Yeah.
will. Moving forward, I feel like we won't see too much of a drop off, which is pretty crazy considering more and more day by day, more are graded, more pop up. I don't know.
It'll definitely depend on how this season goes. 1000%. It's going to depend on how this season goes for him. If he doesn't explode for like 45, 50 goals, I think people are going to be a little worried. Or if another injury happens, he gets hurt again and
Yeah.
misses some games, then I think the doubt kind of starts to creep in. But right now, off season, there's still a lot of hype, there's still a lot of potential in it. So it does make a lot of sense that it's still going strong, but kind of, you know, into the sophomore year, the next year is usually when you see a bit of a dip, and then it's the market starts to stabilize maybe into what it will end up becoming. But possibly it could grow too. MVP level season, it could grow. Certainly
Hey,
could.
if we see that sophomore slump out of him too, that's where we could see a real regression. But
Yeah.
even right now too, with Connor Bedard and his prices, I know we want to move on and not stick to Bedard because it feels like this conversation always flows right into Bedard.
It always does. Well, because Bedard's sales are always kind of, astronomical. So I look at players who are always so established, and I'm like, if you give me the same card, like PSA 10 Young Guns of these two different people at Bedard's price point and this price point, I'm always trying to compare them. Like it's always what I end up doing in my head. So that's just always what we end up. It's like, okay, so I could buy this Matthews or I could buy this Bedard. What are you going to get? I could get this PSA 9 McDavid or I can get this Bedard. What am I going to get? I could get a
Yeah,
PSA 10. You know what I mean? That's just where my mind
yeah.
always ends up going to.
It's the right thing to do too.
Yeah. Speaking of Bedard, a bunch of new Bedard cards about to hit the market tomorrow on Thursday, September 5th. We have the newest Upper Deck release. Upper Deck Ice is about to hit the shelves here. I'll bring it up for us. I've got that little
Ooh.
slideshow for us here. Little product breakdown of Upper Deck Ice. So coming out tomorrow, you're looking at about $219.99 plus tax. Looks to be about the price that it's going for a hobby box. And you're getting 12 packs per box, 6 cards per pack. What's in the box, you ask? What's in the box,
What's in the
Anthony?
box? What's in the
You are
box?
guaranteed one autograph or memorabilia card. And then you're going to get 3 Depth of Winter inserts. You'll get 1 Sub-Zero insert, a couple of parallels. You're going to get 3 purple parallels inside each hobby box. You'll get 12 green parallels. So basically, it's going to be 1 per pack for the green parallels. You'll get 2 ice premieres, which are like the base rookies, the rookies that you're looking for in ice, and then 12 base rookies that you're going to be searching for as well. So that's what to expect in each box. What do we have as for base set? So it's a 255 card base set, Anthony. Numbered 1 to 100 are the veterans, 1 to 150 are the rookies, 150 to 250 are the Ice Premier cards, which is what you're seeing right here to the right if you're watching on YouTube. And then 251 to 255 extended rookies. And those are the top rookies that you can pull. And then there's parallels to each card: green, 1 in every 2 packs; purple, 1 in every 6 packs; ice blue, 1 every 144; the grayscale to 99, that's what this one actually is, the grayscale Logan Cooley premieres; and then a black 1 of 1 as well. And then for the rookies, they just double. So it's 1 every 4 packs for green, 1 every 6 for purple, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of what the base set's looking like, Anthony.
I like it. I see Logan Cooley too, which a player that I'm interested coming into this season who is a little bit cheaper than I expected to. I expect a lot of things for Utah. I don't know if you noticed on Instagram they were posting their whole get up, uniform, socks, everything. It looks pretty sweet, but either way, looking at ice here, it's been a product that notoriously sorry, a little bit of word scramble here. Battling this virus, man. I don't know what's going on, but It's always been a product that for me I've had my eye on because it's been tough to grade. And you know me, I love to grade cards, but with the detail put onto this card and the acid, is it called acid or acetate feel to some of these cards, it's notoriously tough to grade. So for me, it's been something that if I can find a good card in a great condition, I'm all over it. But I always tread lightly with Upper Deck Ice, but I feel like this year Upper Deck's done pretty well with the quality control. I'm expecting nothing more. Excuse me. I'm assuming nothing less coming from this product, and I feel like with the opportunity to pull Bedard, obviously the hype's going to be there, man. We love it.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It's going to be massive hype. We'll continue taking a look at what to expect in the box. So here's the inserts list. Depth of Winter, one of the inserts will get one in every 6 packs. So you'll get 2 per box. Frozen in Ice, which is this Mitch Marner card here on the right.
Mm.
One in every 29 packs. You get a gold parallel, which is exactly what this one is, 25, or a black out of 5. Rookie Ice Premieres, 13-14 retro cards, number to 149. You'll also get Rookie Ice Premier Minis, one in every 33 packs. There'll also be a gold parallel to 99 and a black parallel to 15. You'll get Snowmen inserts, which is, it literally looks like a snowman. It is a little die cut that is shaped like a snowman. Veterans will be one in every 60 packs. Rookies, one in every 60 packs. And then Legends will be one in every 20 packs. The Depth of Winter's right here, by the way. It looks like a little triangle, big pick type of thing. And then you got your Sub-Zero hobby exclusive cards. You got, which are one in every 122 packs. You got these, which will be numbered, which would be numbered to 500 or which are one in every 550 packs. I don't like these inserts, like Snowmen and Depth of Winter. Not my speed. And keep talking because I gotta go and grab my charger quickly. But you tell me your thoughts on these.
I don't mind the look of it. So I was gonna say even too when you were done with it. So the frozen ice for me, if you take a look for those watching on YouTube right now, for Spotify, just imagine a Mitch Marner photo where he's kind of covered under ice. I don't know exactly what's going on right here, but it's a cool different photo. I can't imagine this card being extremely valuable considering something like that. I don't know the eye appeal of it. I don't love it. I don't mind the rookie auto right next to it of the Ridley Gregg, nice bold auto centered by a little bit of a snow spray, almost like that short print snow spray done by Upper Deck in their Series 1 and Series 2. And I believe in the extended they do it as well. But like you said, Snowmen and Depth of Winter is just a terrible, terrible. I could not even imagine myself wanting to buy this card, even packing it. I would not say it. Like, are they supposed to be some sort of short print? Are they numbered?
It's just Upper Deck doing something different. Like when I don't know if you have ripped open any metal over the last couple of years, but they've got like those cheddar cards, which is like almost looks
Oh
like a
yeah,
guitar pick. It looks very similar. It's
yeah,
like a shaped like a cheddar cheese,
yeah,
but it's like Snipers top ched, right? Like that's
yeah.
just kind of so they try and do some things. Maybe it's supposed to attract kids and maybe they're supposed to enjoy it, but definitely in terms of investability, these are usually just these aren't cards that most people are looking for unless
Yeah.
you're a set collector. So that's really all I got for when it comes to these inserts here.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect all the time. And I feel like every time we look at a card and we're like, oh, like this is it's too much. We don't need it. What do we need a card for like this for? And then we see the same cards over and over again. And then we're like, oh, let's switch it up. So you know what?
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but I don't love it personally. I won't be collecting that set, but I could see where some people are eating it up.
Yeah. So this is a big set when it comes to autographs and memorabilia. So if that's what you're after, which is usually what I do like to collect, really nice looking autos and memorabilia and patch cards and stuff, patch autos. So this is a set that I always like, and the exquisites too, which we'll get to in a second. Love the exquisite collection. line. But here's what you're going to get in terms of autographed inserts within this product. Again, you are guaranteed one autograph or memorabilia card, so you could pull one of these in a box, a hobby box. But a base white snowflake auto, veterans numbered to one in every 220 packs, rookies one in every 140 packs, and then extended rookies autographs are one in every 350. And it did specify on the checklist that Bedard is an SSP. So they had, I think it was Cooley or Fantilli as an SP, and then Bedard as an SSP. So if you pull a Bedard white snowflake auto, it is very, very short printed, apparently. We don't know exactly what SSP means or SP or what that means for the print run, but we can imagine it's going to be quite low to get that extra S on the checklist.
Oh yeah, super short print, baby. That's what they got to do with Bedard too. You got to make them hard to pull because that's what people buy these boxes for. I don't like seeing Bedards being pumped out, so I don't mind this. I don't mind.
Yeah, extended was a little overkill. As fun as it was ripping the product, it wasn't good for the resale value, I would say. Yeah. Base red autos are numbered to 5, so those are going to be super, super short printed as well. The glacial graphs, which are in this product every year, you can see the Matthew Tkachuk one right here if you're watching on YouTube. One in every 288 packs, and this one's kind of funny. Brady's brother. He inscribed it as Brady's brother, which I think is hilarious. So shout out. That's really funny. Ice Premier Autos, those would be numbered to 199, 99, 49, and 25. And then there's also going to be Ice Premier Patch Autos, which are numbered to 10, which is pretty sweet. Those are going to be basically RPAs for this year's class. Ice Premier's Patch Autos, black 1 of 1s as well. You're going to get signature swatches, 1 in every 576 packs, and then sub blue auto, 1 in every 320 packs. There's also a green rookie variant. Those cards will be numbered to 25. Continuing on with the autographed or memorabilia inserts, you got your base jersey cards, which is 1 in every 96 packs. You got your base gold patch to 99, 49, 25, and 10. So that's what we're looking at right here. A nice base gold patch, number to 49 of Hughes, the rookie. This is the auto variant of it. So there's going to be some with autos and some without. Really sweet patch too. A nasty patch for Luke Hughes there. And these are on-card autos as well. Should add. These are on-card autos that you get in this product. And then Ice Premier jerseys, 1 in every 48 packs.
Oh, man. This is really nice stuff from Upper Deck, too. I noticed that was jersey number, too. 43, jersey number. I wonder if you go back one also, that Brady's brother, the Matthew Tkachuk one, was also jersey number. So maybe there's a little Easter egg going on where they're doing something a little special in ice on the jersey number. We'll see.
Wow. I mean, it's the photo they pick happened to be jersey number, but it's out of 25, out of 49. Possibly they did that on purpose, or maybe it's just a coincidence. Who knows? This is the big chase, I would say, in ice this year. I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, just look how beautiful these cards are. The Exquisite Collection rolls out and continues in Upper Deck Ice. So you can get the Exquisite Collection 0304 RPAs number 225. It's a 15 card set. There's also gold parallel to 5 and a black 1 of 1 as well. But like, just look how beautiful this Connor Bedard card is right here. Whoops. I'm not done. I wasn't done. All right. Just look how beautiful these Connor Bedard cards are. I mean, it's just gorgeous. What's this one? The Materials Future Legacy Quad Material Auto for Connor Bedard here. So rookie auto patch 4 quad. Like, it's just such a beautiful card. Numbered, this one's not out of 10. So this is a gold variation out of 10. There's a black 1 of 1. The regular ones are out of 49, and that one's a 10 card set. You've got your Materials signatures that has veterans and legends on it. Those are numbered to 65, 45, 10, gold out of 5, and a black 101. Your exquisite collection rookies numbered to 499 with blue platinum parallel to 299, a gold to 25, and a black 101. And they've got your exquisite collection rookie signatures, which is out of 99, and then of course a black 101 as well. But honestly, this might be the sexiest Bedard card that I've seen hit the market so far.
Insane.
It's like just the nastiest patches, the nastiest patches. And that's the thing about why people were so excited too in the hobby when Bedard got drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks. It's like, okay, that has potential to just have the nastiest logos and patches, and they're finally coming through now later on with some of these awesome looking cards.
That's like how many colors is that? Like 1, 2, 3,
Like
4,
billion.
5, 6, 7, maybe 8, like different shades of green.
Yeah, like
Just
you're getting the feather, you're getting part of the multiple parts of the feather. You're getting a bit of the eye with the war paint underneath and in one of the other ones. Like it's just so pretty. And even the exquisite rookie auto up top there, like just a really nice, clean looking card. Like that's the retro one, the 0304 retro RPA to 25. It's just like that's it's going to be such an expensive card, whoever pulls this bad boy. But to me, this is what kind of is becoming now. They used to have like the ice crystals and premier stuff, and those used to kind of be it, like the rookie number to 99s. But now they've introduced kind of exquisite into the fold here, and these are just so beautiful. So that's kind of what the big chase is going to be for Upper Deck Ice. But yeah, so that there it is. That's going to be UD Ice coming up tomorrow at the local hobby shop. Go and pick yourself up a box if you want to try and rip into it and try and get yourself one of those beautiful Bedard cards. But at just $220, like I'm glad that the Bedard tax has settled. Like what we saw for Series 2 was insane. Like the fact that these cards, these boxes were going for like $400 for base, like a base set for the flagship. I'm glad that a couple months later, they're not price gouging anymore. And $220 for this set seems very worth it considering how much on-card auto and memorabilia cards and the level of player that are also on the checklist. Like you've got multiple McDavid, Matthews on the checklist for autographs and patches. Ovechkin we saw was up there for an autograph. So lots of great stuff in this product. I'm a fan. I might buy myself a box of this in the next week.
Yeah, I like it. It's good stuff in there, man. Especially to get that exquisite Bedard. It's not like you're just chasing the other
stuff. It's not just Bedard. I mean, you get Fantilli exquisite, you can get a Cooley exquisite, Matthew Nyes. Like you can get any of these top end rookies. It's a really good rookie class. We know that. We've been talking about it for quite some time. So it's not just the Bedard chase, and that's all. There's a lot of good that you can. Oh, we may have lost Anthony. We lose me or you? Are we good?
It froze out on your side, but we're all good. We're all good. We're locked in. We're looking at Upper Deck Ice, and I feel like depending on what was the box price you said,
$220.
Hey, with that, a little bit pricey, but with the opportunity to pull a card like that, I think you could probably add a couple zeros to the back of that 220 if you pull one of those top end, high end Connor Bedard rookie cards. So great opportunity.
For sure it is, but like I was saying, people were willingly paying $400 for flagship Series 2. Yeah. $220 for this product with on-card autos of Bedard and many other rookies and legends.
Yeah, hey, right? Feed it. The only thing I would say that even to this day, you could almost still say it too. The only thing keeping those prices afloat for those boxes is that $1 million bounty, because I believe it is still open. So that's the only thing I'd say is keeping things afloat. But once that card is pulled, if that card is pulled and it comes to light,
you think, What's your prediction? What is it? Is it's going it's come down a little bit. I think it's still selling in like the 350-ish
Like
range,
three,
like 300 to 350.
yeah. I was gonna say
Like,
I think I saw one sell for like 320, 330.
yeah, in that range, you expect to see it plummet like down to like 200, like
Yeah.
150, like where everything
Yeah.
else pretty much is.
I'd say 150 is really, really cheap. I'd probably put it in, let's say tomorrow morning we wake up next week, we're talking about the card's been pulled, everything. 2 months, 3 months down the road when the dust settles, probably just scratching $200. Probably just scratching, I'd say.
I think it would depend on what Bedard's card performs at, because I'm just thinking like McDavid's box, his hobby box goes for like 1,000. A Matthews hobby box goes for about 700, right? McKinnon's will go for about 400 or 500. So I think it depends on how the card performs realistically. It could support that type of price realistically. The problem is we don't know what the supply is. So supply and demand is always kind of going to be the big factor in all of that, and we just, I guess, don't know that. So it is tough to guess by
Yeah.
using other years, just because don't know. Do they have more supply, less supply? We'll find out. But it is strange like that. I don't know if you saw. I guess we can, there was the Wemby 1 of 1 superfractor. Topps finally came out with their
Oh
basketball,
yeah,
and the
right.
Wemby 1 of 1 superfractor was pulled. I want to say it was opening day, but certainly opening week of the product coming out. And like that had a massive bounty on it. That was something that was, just as hyped as the Bedard Gold
Yep.
101 Young Guns, and that was pulled right away. And we're still sitting here, and no one's been able to pull that Bedard 1 of 1, or at least we haven't heard anything. No one's publicly announced that it's been pulled. So for that reason, yeah, the prices still remain quite high. All right, so that's a review for Upper Deck Ice. I'm a fan. I like it. I think it's got some great cards, and I like last few years they've put this the exquisite collection as part of the UD Ice, and I just love it. It's fantastic. Like
Sweet.
it's a very high end product. So to be able to get it and not have to spend thousands of dollars on a tin of the cup and still get some exquisite, yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
so
decent. All right, let's get into some hobby news, Anthony. It's been a bit of a somber week, hockey world, as we all kind of mourn the sudden loss of Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew. Just an absolute tragedy that never should have happened. Two young men taken from the far too soon because of an alleged drunk driving incident. They were out riding bikes near their hometown and were unfortunately struck by an alleged drunk driver and passed away last Thursday night. Really, just heart-wrenching stuff, especially when you hear that it happened the day before what was supposed to be their sister's wedding. That was why they were in town. Um, just such a gutting story to hear, to see, and to talk about realistically. But thoughts and prayers go out to the Goudreau family. I know that there is a GoFundMe out there for Matthew Gaudreau, the brother. His wife is expecting a child in the coming months, and a good amount has been raised to kind of help her now that obviously Matthew is no longer there. So condolences to friends and family and fans all around the hockey world that were affected and impacted by this tragedy and sudden loss. I do want to have a quick conversation about it in regards to the hockey card market, because this is a conversation that usually pops up when somebody passes away. I know that a lot of groups on Facebook and whatnot, set parameters and rules around this. When a player passes away or when somebody dies, they give you a bit of a grievance period where they basically shut down all sales of said player for say 72 hours or something like that. I'm curious what your thoughts are, just because this question pops up a lot. So I'm curious to get your thoughts on what the proper etiquette is for situations like this when someone passes away, when it comes to selling or buying their cards.
yeah. I mean, it's a sad situation, obviously, to touch on what happened. When I first heard about it, I was driving home from hockey, and I saw something on Instagram, and someone pretty much posted a photo of Johnny Gaudreau with hearts, and I turned to my girlfriend, and I was like, can you check Twitter? I was driving. I said, can you check Twitter? Because I think something happened to Gaudreau. We were looking the next like half an hour. We were sitting, and it's a crazy, sad situation that happened. And obviously, I know to translate it now to what has become of the market, because we saw that day of and the next day prices popping like crazy, people posting cards for sale. You're seeing posts with condolences right next to people posting price tags on Instagram for this player and their cards. And I feel like that situation right there is exactly our conversation. And like you said, the proper etiquette, me personally, I don't know what the proper etiquette is, because there is no direct answer that could say to you, what is the right thing to do, because the situation that we're in right now and the situation that happened last week was so tragic. So I'm not going to let anyone, in on what I think is my appropriate decision on how they should manage their money. But if it was me personally, I feel like you do have to allow that grace period, no matter if the prices shoot up, no matter if they triple, quadruple. It's not the right thing to go out selling these cards. In the future, will I look to get myself a Johnny Gaudreau jersey, maybe some autos, something to collect for myself, now that I can say, you know what, let's look back on what was such a great career, and maybe I can keep some items to myself as a collector. Yeah, down the road I could do that. I just don't think that right now, if I had any Gaudreau cards, I would go about walking shows, posting online, looking to sell the card. I just don't think it would be the right thing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's for specifically for a sudden tragic passing like this.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's a little different if it's, one day, if, an older player passes away, a legend of the game passes away at like 88 years old. Little different, it was expected, and I don't think that it's as insensitive. But when it's a situation like this, profiting off of it is where the
Yeah.
problem lies for
Yeah.
me. That's where I'm not on board with it. It does kind of turn my stomach to see that. That being said, somebody did bring up not an alternative point, but some people like to purchase these cards as a way to grieve, I guess, and they want to build out the collection as a way to grieve and maybe a way to honor Johnny Gaudreau. So having cards available helps with that. And I guess I would be okay with it as long as you're not gouging. Like if
Yeah.
you're trying to increase the price and all of a sudden it shoots up $50 because of the passing and you're trying to get that money, that's where I kind of have an issue with it. If you still want to, move his young guns at the price it was going for 3 months ago, or a rookie auto or a cup auto or whatever you want for the prices that they were 3 months ago, okay, I can reason with it if you're selling it to a collector for good purposes, but it's the price gouging that kind of turns my stomach in situations like this that I
Yeah.
don't think is okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I lie with that conversation.
Yeah. It's a tough situation from all angles.
Yeah. All right. It's tough to transition out of a discussion like that. But did you get any pickups this week? Anything to show off this week, Anth, in some show and tell time?
Picked up two cards this week that showed up in the mail, and I believe I'm just turning the light on here. Don't mind me, I look absolutely sick right now, but picked up this pretty sweet Trevor Lawrence RPA here. Switch it up. Got a tough grade on her, but hey, don't worry about that. But we got a sweet little Trevor Lawrence 3-color patch. If you squint your eyes, look closely, it's there. But I love this card. It's a beauty. I feel like I'll be able to crack this, hold on to it until mid-December. I got a lot of hopes for Trevor Lawrence and his Jags. And I also picked up a Quinn Hughes Young Guns PSA 9 off of our buddy on Instagram this past week. So no crazy pickups. I'm looking to go to the post office today because they tried to deliver an Austin Matthews Young Guns for me. So I don't have that to show. But you better believe that once we're done the pod, I'm running right there to pick it up. But besides that, that's it for me.
Nice. I think that you're getting into the football so much more now. I find it hilarious. I picked up a little bit. I didn't end up going to the card show. Actually, I planned on going to the Hamilton show, and then my Labor Day just got a little busy, so it just didn't really come to fruition. Bless you.
Jeez.
God
Oh,
bless
man.
you. But I did hit up a couple of my local card shops. Shout out M&L, shout out Dolly Sports Niagara. And I came away with a decent little haul. I'll just show a couple of the bigger pickups, I suppose. This is probably the nicest card that I got. Mason McTavish, rookie patch auto from Ultimate Signatures, number to 65. Just a beautiful patch. Like, you talk about how many colors in one patch. Look how many
Unreal.
breaks there are in that one. On card,
Unreal.
got a little gold to it. Like, it's just a beautiful, beautiful looking card. I think Mason McTavish is a really good young player who I'm high on, and he could be one of those breakout candidates possibly this upcoming season. Picked up a couple of young guns. I got Cole Caulfield. Picked up a Caulfield young gun. A Shane Wright. A couple Lucas Raymonds. Also picked up a Connor Brown Future Watch auto of
Nice.
Connor Brown. Yeah, not bad. And Leon Draisaitl, UD Portraits rookie.
Ooh.
Leon Draisaitl.
Never seen that before. That's pretty sweet.
That was kind of just a random pickup that I saw chilling in the bin. I grabbed, and then he signed like 2 days later. I was like, oh, nice.
Good timing.
Sweet.
Good timing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I saw last sale of the card was about $15. And I'm thinking to myself, the portrait of McDavid goes like 100.
Yeah.
Like Matthew's portrait goes for like 50 or so. I'm like, 15 seems like a cheap number. I feel like that's a $20, $25 card midseason all day long. So, I picked it up for a little bit less than that, obviously. And I think it'll be something that could sell for sure, especially now that he's sticking around as an Edmonton Oiler long term. So those were a couple of cards that I grabbed. Oh, I also got a graded Matthew Coronado PSA 10 Young Guns as well.
Ooh.
And then what else was there here? Actually, these are interesting. These aren't worth a whole lot. I just thought they were kind of cool. But sometimes the 90s cards, like, they're worthless, but kind of look cool. And I saw this set. I was just kind of poking around in one of the value boxes, and it was a Donruss Ice King set. And I picked up a bunch of, like, that's like a Gretzky, Lemieux, Yager, and Chris Chelios. And, like, it reminded me a bit of the Fanimations cards that we have now that you'll get as Easter eggs. And I was like, you know what? For super cheap, I'm going to pick them up because they just look cool. There's another Gretzky one as well.
That's sweet. PMG.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I got up to this past week. Went hard at the local card shops. I always like to support local card stores, as always. And then I did also pick up a Josh Allen optic rated rookie as well. So I got some football too, buddy. Not the only one. Not the only one. But this is sick. Is that not just like the?
I was gonna say that. I even text you that too because you sent me the pickups and I said, "Damn, that McTavish patch! Like, that's unreal,
filthy patch." So, go on, hit me up on IG. AB card available. If you think just like I do, that McTavish can have a breakout year. All right. Upcoming shows this weekend. I believe we got a show in Toronto. There is a GTA show in Toronto. The Evolution. Yeah, the Evolution Sports Card Show in Richmond Hill at the Royal Canadian Legion. I think we went to that show last month or in July or something like that.
No, that was I believe that this one is the one in Markham, the one that we went to. This is a different one.
No, this
from
one's
the one where we got food after.
Yeah,
I believe that's different. I believe it's different.
But this, they all blend in for me for some reason right now, all the ones across the GTA. But this one's in Richmond Hill at the Royal Canadian Legion on Center Street in Richmond Hill. So it says approximately 30 vendors. So should be a decent little show for anyone who's got nothing going on Saturday. You can go and check out the Evolution Sports Card Show. And shows are starting to pop back up every single weekend. There's something going on in the GTA or the greater Niagara area, Southern Ontario as a whole. Always got some good sports cards, sports shows popping up. So there'll be plenty more to go to. Things are ramping up, buddy. Things are definitely ramping up, both on the ice and in the hobby. I'm excited for it.
30 days away. Let's do it.
All right. That'll do it for us here today on the podcast. I'd like to thank you all for listening and supporting the show. You can subscribe right here on YouTube. You can also listen to us on the go on Spotify as well. Just search up Hockey Card Haven podcast, and you'll find us wherever you get your podcast, on Spotify and also up on YouTube. We'll be back next Wednesday with another episode of the Hockey Card Haven podcast.